penalties. Well, is that in fact the case? Let's go straight to our insurance expert, Craig Gusson, here this morning. A lot of folks, all they heard when I read that story, honestly, is blah, 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 blah. It just does not register with most people what we're even talking about here with caps and so forth.
Today, you have your deductible, you have your doctor visits, then you have your deductible, and then you pay a co-payment of 20, 30%.
Right.
And you usually have a maximum out of pocket. So if you have $1 million bill, you know that once you hit approximately $5,000 to $7,000 out of pocket, the insurance company is on the hook for the rest of it. So the law was that the maximum you could pay out of pocket, including prescriptions, doctor visits, and everything, was $6,350. All of a sudden this week, we hear about, no, that's not true, and it came out in the beginning that it was for everything was going to go higher, and now it comes down to just prescription costs. So if you pay $6,350 out of pocket, but you have a prescription that's costing you $500 a month, you're going to continue to pay that $500 a month for that prescription until you hit another $6,350 out of pocket, and then you're capped out at $12,700.
Okay, well, I think I follow that. But now, the next thing that I'm uncertain about here are these penalties that they're talking about if you don't have insurance, which, again, it just seems counterintuitive. If you don't have money to pay insurance, then you have money to pay a penalty for not having insurance?
Well, what they're going to do is when you file your tax return, you're going to have to include a copy of your health insurance ID card.
Okay.
If you do that, you're not going to get a penalty. If you don't do that, you're going to get a penalty of $95 or 1% of your income, up to $285 for a family. Year 2, it jumps to $325 per person. Year 3, it jumps to $625. There is also a cap for a family. So here's what's going to happen. You send in your tax return, you don't provide a health insurance card, you don't make a lot of money, so your return or refund that you get in the middle of next year, in March of next year, is going to be $95 left. So if you're getting a refund of $300 and now you get a refund of $200, is it really going to make a difference to those people? Probably not. What happens if you don't file a tax return because you don't make a lot of money? How do they get the penalty? You pay the penalty. You don't. So it's not like you're writing a check. If you're not really seeing the money you're paying out of pocket, who's really going to...
So these fines are only coming out of your refund?
Right.
If you overpay on your taxes?
Well, if you don't overpay and you owe money, they're going to add it to it.
Okay.
But for a lot of people, they get a refund. So the refund's going to be a little bit less. They don't really see that. So they're going to be going, what's the big deal? A $95 fine versus paying $200, $300 a month or more for your health insurance. It doesn't make business sense for somebody to go, A, I can't afford paying a couple $100 a month. So what are my choices? Okay, I'll pay the $95 fine if I don't have health insurance. And that's where we're at today. And again, so many things have been going on in the last couple of weeks. Nothing that happens in the next 60 days is going to surprise me.
Well, can you predict any of this? I mean, we keep having you come in from week to week and try to explain what's happening. I mean, what are you hearing? You probably spend more time in Sacramento and talking to folks in Washington than most folks in the insurance industry. That's what you do.
What I hear is you got all these things coming up. The biggest thing that hit in the last 24 hours was that every employer in America has to fill out a form and give it to every employee in America. Now the key is this has nothing to do with if you offer health insurance or not. If you offer health insurance to your employees and Heather has a business and she doesn't offer health insurance, you both have to give the same form to your employees. The problem is that form has the employer ID number on it. And as a business owner, I'm not really excited about my tax ID number for my business being out there in the public, because who knows how it can get out there and what can happen. So, and the form we don't know the answers to the form to help the employee fill it out, and they got to do it by October 1. And we're what, 45 days away?
And here it comes. All right, well, we'll keep an eye on that. So the latest from the last 24 hours. Craig Gusson, our insurance expert, it's always good to see you, Craig.
Good to see you.
Thank you so much.